This video is meant to introduce you to one of the most peaceful and welcoming boutique hotels I've ever stayed at. It's located not too far from Cali in Valle del Cauca, Colombia. Prepare to be wowed. All right, let's do this. Located just about 45 minutes northwest of the beautiful city of Cali, Araucana Lodge is a peaceful oasis that should be on everybody's list when visiting this part of Colombia. I was invited to stay at this gorgeous boutique hotel by third-generation proprietor Christopher, who along with his family have owned the property since the 1950s. Back then, Christopher's grandparents, Julio and Alicia, purchased 30 acres in the western Andes of Colombia and built a small finca or farm and decided to name it La Araucana, honoring Alicia's Chilean heritage. Originally, the finca was meant as a family retreat from the chaos of city life, and I can contest that it continues to serve that purpose today. In the spirit of their grandparents, the lodge is a place to relax and truly connect with nature, including some hiking trails that will take you underneath the dark canopy of the tall trees and big bamboo. Christopher gave me a private tour of the property, where he immediately took me to a small covered outdoor area to sit down and chat. At first, I thought this was simply to get us out of the light but warm rain that started just as we met. But soon, I realized this was a viewing area set up to admire and photograph the incredible amount of bird species that call this part of the Colombian Andes home. Several feeders were set up very nearby, and after they got used to our presence, the most amazing birds started landing on these feeders to gorge on the bananas and other food that had been laid out for them. There were also a number of hanging feeders specifically for the local hummingbirds to enjoy. And getting caught up in our conversation, I almost forgot to take any photos or videos because I was enjoying simply watching these incredible creatures do their thing. The farm section, which makes up a fairly large portion of the property, originally housed roses and orchids, but now it's used to grow organic fruits and vegetables to feed the owner's family and its guests. It's obvious from the taste of the food that this is organic and everything is locally grown. Coffee, one of Colombia's most famous products, is grown, harvested, and processed right on the property, and guests can see this too. Christopher's father, Alvaro, the son of Julio and Alicia, is a gifted landscape designer and horticulturist, and he's confronting the challenge of protecting his crops while ensuring the property continues to be a haven for birds. In addition to that, he grows the most incredible variety of succulents that he also sells. The third-generation siblings, Michael, Christopher, and their sister Anna, grew up visiting their grandparents and playing on the property, and their original swing set is still there. They recently launched the lodge as a way of sharing this very unique and special part of the world with their guests, and it's truly a family affair. Here are some quick clips of the interior of the lodge, some of the common indoor-outdoor areas, and my very spacious room, which looked out on the stunning landscape. And I'll have to say I had one of my most restful sleeps in a long time while at the lodge. Needless to say, this is the property where we'll be staying as a group as part of my upcoming Flavors of Colombia tour, which will also take in Cartagena, Medellin, and the coffee region, where we'll also be staying at some other wonderful properties. One optional day trip that we offer while at the lodge is a visit to a small Afro-Colombian community in nearby San Cipriano, which is only accessible by riding what is probably the most unique train I've ever experienced, La Brujita. Be sure to check out my other video about this activity by clicking on the link in the description below. If you have an interest in this part of the world, be sure to check out my next Flavors of Colombia trip. Okay, question of the day. Have you been to Colombia? Have you ever stayed at such a beautiful property as Araucana Lodge? Let us know in the comments below. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to join me on my next Flavors of Colombia adventure, then look for a link in the description below. I'd love to have you along. Next, head on over to the continentaldrifter.co website for more travel and photography tips and to get my latest download. Also, be sure to share the channel with other great travelers just like you. And don't forget, if you're in need of a great gift that helps support the channel, you can look for any of my pandemic, travel, photography, or Continental Drifter designs at my online stores. You can also head to Amazon.com to pick up either of my physical books over there. And remember, drifters, life's too short not to travel.